New York Times bestselling author and educator Simon Sinek gave one of the most popular TED Talks ever. Nearly 50 million views online. Sinek's talk inspires people to live their most successful lives. Take a listen.
But if you don't know why you do what you do, and people respond to why you do what you do, then how will you ever get people to vote for you or buy something from you, or more importantly, be loyal and want to be a part of what it is that you do?
Sinek's new book, The Infinite Game, explains how you can achieve success by thinking of life like a game with no end. And he joins us at the table now. Good morning.
Good morning.
A game with no end. Life as a game. Is that really a good idea? How does that help people?
So in 1986, James Carse, a philosopher, articulated that if you have at least one competitor, a game exists. And there are two types of games. There are finite games and there are infinite games. A finite game is defined as known players, fixed rules, and an agreed-upon objective. Baseball. There's always a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah. Sometimes extra innings, but...
Sometimes extra innings, yeah, but it eventually comes to an end.
Right.
An infinite game is defined as known and unknown players. The rules are changeable, which means you can play however you want, and the objective is to perpetuate the game. So when you have a game that has no finish line, there's no such thing as winning because we don't know what the end is, what the metrics are.
Because it's always going. So what is the
right.
difference between somebody who thinks with a finite mind and an infinite mind? Can you give us 3 different examples of those 2 categories? Finite thinkers do what?
So somebody playing with a finite mindset is obsessed with winning in a game where literally there's no finish line.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as winning global politics. There's no such thing as winning business. No one is declared the winner of business. It doesn't exist. But when we listen to so many leaders, they talk about being number one, being the best, or beating their competition.
Yeah.
Based on what? There's just no such
Ratings,
thing.
advertising?
For now. You can be number one for now.
So
what's the advantage when you shift your thinking?
So when you shift your thinking to an infinite mindset in the infinite game, you're actually playing for the game you're in. When we play with a finite mindset in an infinite game, there's a few very predictable and consistent outcomes. The decline of trust, the decline of cooperation, and the decline of innovation. Yeah. Which means when we play with an infinite mindset in the infinite game, we'll see the increase in trust, the increase in cooperation, and the increase in innovation.
Is one better than the other? Because I started out thinking finite is better. And then after reading your book, I'm thinking maybe infinite is better. Is one better than the other in your opinion?
It's not a question of better or worse. It's a question of playing with the right mindset for the game you're actually in.
Okay.
So if you're playing baseball, you have to play with a finite mindset. You can't just play to improve in baseball because the odds are you'll probably lose by the end of the game because it runs out.
So who establishes the rules of the game?
The rules of the game are the rules of the game. Like there are...
Why do we think about life as a game anyway? I always was told, like, this is not a game. This is your life, your one and only life.
Well, I mean, it's a game with a little g. I mean, the most important thing here is that we're so obsessed with winning or losing, but really it's the journey. It's the play. It's the playing of the game that's actually more important.
The play is the thing.
The play is the thing.
You do seem to be encouraging people, though, to think outside the box. The more I read about an infinite thinker, I started thinking, maybe I'm one, or I certainly want to be one, because they do look at things very differently. They look at the value, what the value they bring, and how they want to make the world a better and different place.
Absolutely. This is learnable.
It's so key.
We can learn to change our mindset.
Yes.
And since I sort of started writing this book, I've learned to become much more of an infinite thinker myself. So if something bad happens at work, or something that I think has set me back or made me feel like a loser, I lost this, whether it's a piece of business or an opportunity, I've now sort of I remind myself, I say, take an infinite mindset, and I think to myself, no, I'm behind. I haven't lost anything.
Yes.
I'm just behind for now, and the opportunity is to improve. The only true competitor in an infinite game is ourselves.
Your book is also about leadership, and you say you don't have to be in a position of authority to be a leader.
I like that part too.
100% true.
Part,
I know so many people who are at the highest levels of organizations who are not leaders.
Exactly.
They have authority, and we do as they tell us because they have authority over us.
How do you be a leader without authority?
So a leader, whether you have authority or not, whether you have rank or not, is a responsibility to see those around us rise. And so if you make the choice to look after the person to the left of you and the right of you, you are the leader, and every one of us can be the leader we wish we had.
We got to go, but I want to say this about Simon. He's described as a visionary thinker with rare intellect. I like that about you. And your mission, you say, is to help build a better world. People wake up every day and inspired, safe at work, return home fulfilled every single day. I want to be a member of your club.
Also,
Amen.
optimist.
Yes.
Optimist.
Die hard.
I like that.
Thank you
like
very
that
much.
too.
Simon Sinek,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Infinite Game is on sale now.